Okay, and welcome to Uncensored Conservatism. This is episode number 363 about the Trump administration 2.0, a continuing series. And I think we're on day 257 of the administration right now. And Donald Trump continues to piss a lot of people off, and that's a good thing. So, that's what we voted for. Well, no more Joe Biden, no more Sleepy Joe. So the big news is the government shut down. And it all revolves around what the Republicans are framing as health care benefits for illegal immigrants, which we'll get to in a minute. The Democrats have basically walked into a little bit of a trap here where it was sort of like make my day, shut the government down, trying to portray it as something that Trump is for. Trump is not for it. The Republicans are not for a government shutdown. The House passed a continuing resolution to keep the government funded through mid-November while they negotiate other items. And the Senate has turned it down because Chuck Schumer is afraid of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Back in March, he caved on a continuing resolution, and the Democrats won't let him forget that. Problem is that Trump is now saying that, okay, well, I'm not going to furlough people. I'm not going to lay them off. I'm not going to call them back when we finally get this resolved. They're just fired. And this is a nice way to downsize the government, which is what conservatives are for. But the big news is that Hakeem Jeffries, in the lead up to the shutdown, he and Chuck Schumer were invited to the White House, and the White House put out a meme showing Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero and a mustache, like the Frito Bandito, because they are fighting for free health care for illegal immigrants. The whole thing has exploded from there. I mean, we're talking about a fucking sombrero on a guy, a meme. But here you go. Here's the new MAGA hat for Trump's 2028 presidential run, which they honestly believe is happening. It's going to be a sombrero. The Democrats are literally, and the media are really going ape shit over this sombrero controversy, and now apparently you can't put a sombrero on somebody to make fun of them. Anyway, Hakeem Jeffries got up there and said it was racist to put him in a sombrero. All right. What? He has something against Mexicans? I don't know. Chuck Schumer, he should be in a sombrero. There he is with his mustache. And if you take a look there at that, these are raw hamburgers on a grill, and one of them has cheese on it already. Dude, maybe that's the way an illegal Mexican cooks their hamburger on July 4th. But guess what? And by the way, what the fuck, man? Dude has man boobs there. What the hell? What's going on with that? Anyway, it's literally driven them crazy on the left about this sombrero thing, and I find it personally amusing. The memes just keep writing themselves, and people are going all out on it now. And that's the funny thing about social media. The right has figured it out, and the left, their memes, they just can't get them right. Taco. Hey, you know what? That's racist to label Donald Trump a taco. Isn't that a Mexican food? If they're going to put a sombrero on a Hakeem Jeffries and a mustache like the Frito Bandito, just saying, calling Donald Trump taco is kind of cultural appropriation also. But anyway, Republicans and conservatives have found a new weapon to combat the Democrats. Put a sombrero on somebody. Now, J.D. Vance has been out there. He's been trying to explain how this all works and how illegal immigrants are definitely getting health care at taxpayer expense. But he did say, in response to the sombrero thing, that he gave Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer his absolute solemn promise that he would stop the memes with the sombrero if they would just reopen the government. So the ball's in the Democrats' court right now on that one. And Donald Trump, he's not backing down. He's coming up with some more memes out there putting more people in sombreros. And yeah, you gotta figure, poor Hakeem Jeffries. I mean, the guy is basically powerless to do anything. He, he's just beholden to the more radical left part of his caucus. And Chuck Schumer, like I said, he got a shitload of criticism back in March for caving on a continuing resolution, and he's trying to show that he's the big tough guy now. But apparently they see sombreros dancing in their heads. And I think it's funny that when the actual meme came out by the White House, that the mainstream media and the left had to say that this was an AI image of Hakeem Jeffries, that he really didn't arrive at the White House with a sombrero and a Frito Bandito mustache on him, as if, nobody ever knew that. Anyway, Tim Walz is now showing his solidarity with the left there, and he's taken on a sombrero and the mustache. And here's the thing: I just find it amusing that for the better part of like 9-10 years now, they've been calling we on the right, us conservatives, or anything to the right of, I don't know, Karl Marx, Nazis and fascists. Which, by the way, you can't be a communist and a fascist at the same time. It's something they don't seem to understand. But their feelings are hurt over a fucking meme with a sombrero and a mustache on the House Minority Leader. That's the hill they're going to die on. So, here you go. Just take it. I mean, these guys are laughing all the way to the bank. Although Trump there on the right there, he doesn't have a mustache. Vance does. He's got the beard also, but they're laughing all the way to the end of this thing. And I mean, their feelings got hurt. Oh my. Oh, they got offended by something. It's just grow up. It was a joke. Okay. And what the Democrats actually want in this, to end this government shutdown, is 1.5 trillion with a T dollars in additional spending above what we're spending now. Something we clearly can't afford when you look at the debt and deficit. And they're just not going to get it. They're not going to get it, guys. So, and nobody's listening to you. When you look at here, $1.5 trillion, I mean, I'm sure there's many moderates and independents out there who don't want $1.5 trillion. But there's no difference here. The government is shut down. Nobody's died. Nobody's committing suicide. Veterans are being taken care of. The VA put out statements about it. Everybody's being taken care of. Some phone lines may be closed here and there. And it's a lot different than when Obama decided he was going to close Yellowstone and Yosemite parks and stuff like that. Here, I'll show those Republicans all close the national parks. But the people who... And what they don't understand here is that Donald Trump, with this thing, he's threatening to fire people. And he has that authority under emergency powers during a government shutdown to prioritize things. I mean, and look what he's doing right now. Oh, there's 2 Democratic senators from Illinois. Well, I guess you really didn't need that subsidy to do this. New York, you have 2 Democratic senators who are against us. I guess New York City didn't need that $15 billion in mass transit aid. Oh, Nevada, you have 2 Democratic senators. I guess you didn't need that $150 billion for that, or $150 million for that solar farm out there. And on it goes. And he's putting pressure on the Democrats, and they don't seem to understand that right now. It's targeted, okay? And this is the hill they want to die on. This is one of those 80-20 things they talk about, American workers and veterans, fuck you. Free health care for illegals. Yeah, all in. And they're going to say, but by law, they can't get free health care. Yeah, money's fungible, okay? And how it works, here, let me show you. Actually, how it works is, no, they can't get Medicaid or S-chip or anything like that, Medicare, But what they do is they go to an emergency room. The hospital then asks Medicaid for reimbursement, and Medicaid reimburses the hospital for free health care for the illegal immigrant. So there is that. And here's another thing. Back in 2019, during the debate, every fucking candidate on that Democratic stage, and there were a shitload of them, raised their hand that says that they want to offer health care to undocumented immigrants. They're illegal immigrants. And they all said, yeah. And now, suddenly, they're not for it. Suddenly, and CNN and Fact Check and all those people go along with the shit. But come back and talk to me when they stop taking money out of my paycheck and taxes and FICA charges and all that shit. Come back and talk to me about a government shutdown. When they stop that, then yeah, there's a government shutdown. Marco Rubio, that poor guy, he has wearing like 5 different hats. He's head of USAID, the Secretary of State. I think he's head of the National Archives. Probably has something to do with the Kennedy Center. But you know what? Just add some more jobs to him. I think he can handle it. What a great choice this was, by the way, for Secretary of State. Articulate Hispanic who doesn't back down. Go figure. And he's conservative and Republican. Yay for Marco Rubio. Hillary Clinton, she's back out there. Now, here's the thing with Democrats and leftists, and I repeat myself. Be careful when they talk, because they'll say something where everybody says, oh yeah, we need to tone down the rhetoric, at least the violence and everything. Always be careful, because there's inevitably a but, and Hillary Clinton is poster child for that type of thing. We got to stop pointing fingers, but it's the Republicans who do it. Always be careful of the but or the that said comment that comes next. The left is really good for that. And pretty much this is all the Democrats have left. Hatred of Donald Trump. Trump derangement syndrome. That's all they have left. They don't know where to go from there. Just paint the guy as a fascist, a Nazi, authoritarian, using the military to take over cities, you name it. All they have is hatred. But at least they do have abortion. I mean, they burnt down the country, but hey, they have abortion on demand in a lot of states now. Or, reproductive justice or reproductive rights or whatever the hell they're calling it these days. No, they've got abortion. Maybe gun control. Some people may agree with gun control, although, it's usually the person behind the gun who does it. Speaking of gun control and the Second Amendment. Anyway, there's Cory Booker. He's, he says the prosecutor, I guess this is in response to going after James Comey for lying to Congress or something like that. They finally got him on something. Maybe he should talk to his buddy Eric Swalwell over there, that congressman from California, who says that if the Democrats regain the House in 2026 in the midterms, that he's going to subpoena everybody and seek charges against everybody for their decisions they make that he may not agree with. How's that for retribution there, Corey, by Spartacus? My senator from New Jersey, right there, the Chrome Dome. Anyway, this thing is, they don't, that's something they can't live with, Hearing an opposing viewpoint causes no real harm, but to the left, they can't take that risk. I'm referring here to the continuing kerfuffle over the death of Charlie Kirk here. But anyway, what else? Over in Europe, they're being overrun by Muslims, and some people are pushing back, saying that English culture, German culture, French culture, Italian culture, Swiss culture, Hungarian culture, Polish culture is being overrun, and we're told that that's a good thing here in the United States. Africa's for Africans, Asia's for Asians. Hey, Europe for Europeans. It's a white thing. Europeans are white. It's a white thing. They don't have slanted eyes. They don't have dark skin. They don't have kinky hair. They don't have, worship Buddha or anything like that. But now, this little meme, this is actually about the Iranian refugee down in North Carolina who got stabbed to death on transit by some nutcase who should have been in jail or a mental institute. However, I think this little person here looks more like Greta Thunberg with the Prince Valiant haircut. The thing about Jimmy Kimmel has settled down now. He's back on the air, and nobody's watching his show. They watched the first night he was back, and he had some crocodile tears, and he issued a non-apology. But this graphic kind of illustrates the state of late night television. Got to give props to the Daily Show and Jon Stewart there. At least he leads the pack with 9 conservative Republicans type people on his show. Elon Musk, he wants to form a competition for Wikipedia. I mean, go to Wikipedia and look up any controversial topic, and they'll always direct you. Yeah, they always cite the leftist view and link to articles from the New Republic and the Atlantic and stuff like that. But Elon Musk wants to form a competition for Wikipedia called Grokpedia or something like that. I don't know, it would be AI generated or whatever, but that's what he's up to now. Oh, Kamala Harris. She's back out on her book tour out there. 107 Days is the name of her book, where she would decries the fact that if only she had 108 days and another $2 billion, I could have been a champion. I tell you, I could have done it. And the NFL announced their halftime entertainment for the Super Bowl next year in Santa Clara, California. It's going to be somebody named Bad Bunny, which I understand is a Hispanic rapper or something, possibly. I don't know. This gives you an illustration of what he dresses like. I don't know where this is from, but he actually dressed like that. Because he was proving a point. Gee, that's so edgy, Oh, I identify with the trans community. Actually, he came out and says that this performance is for his people, which he means as Hispanic people. So I guess we're going to have a lot of Spanish, and hey, maybe some MS-13 people will be his backup dancers or whatever. I don't know. But that's what the Super Bowl and the NFL are up to. It's oh, whatever. It's America. They can do what they want. At least during halftime, if you're conservative, you can always go and take a dump or a piss. Go outside, look at the stars, get another beer, chips, before you settle down for the second half of the actual game, instead of watching Bad Bunny. I mean, some people thought it was Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny probably would have been more entertaining than Bad Bunny. But anyway, that's it for this week. Have a great day and a more pleasant tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Bye.